Imagine this, you're young, healthy and full of dreams, and then one day, suddenly, your heart just stops. Sounds impossible? Think again. Young Indians are dying of heart attacks, not just few, thousands. Every week, there's a new headline. A 28-year-old gym freak collapses mid-set. A 41-year-old cardiologist, yes, a heart doctor, dies of the very disease he treats. The founder of Epicarmia, gone at 41. Now the question is, could you or someone you love be next? Let's start with the facts. India is now the heart attack capital of the world. A recent study revealed that 25% of the heart attack deaths in the country occur in people under the age of 40. And the numbers are skyrocketing. In Gujarat alone, 1,000 young people died because of heart attacks in just 6 months. And here's the scariest part. Many of these people had no prior symptoms. So what's going on? Let's talk about real people. Kaushik Mehta, the founder of Epicarmia, he was just 49 when he suffered a fatal heart attack. He built a yogurt empire but couldn't escape the stress of modern entrepreneurship. And then there's a 41-year-old cardiologist who passed away this year. Yes, a heart doctor. If the experts aren't safe, how are we? And what about the 28-year-old gym enthusiast who collapsed during his workout? He was fit, young and healthy. Everyone thought so. Their deaths are proof that heart attacks do not discriminate on the basis of age or fitness. So now let us try to understand that why is this happening. First of all, let's talk about factors that are not in our control, the genetic factors. Basically, there are two genetic factors. We Indians have a mutation in our genes due to which we are at a higher risk of developing heart diseases. The probability of getting a heart attack is 4 times higher in Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, Nepalese and Bhutanese people as compared to the rest of the world. So we have the CGHA gene in our body that basically makes protein to regulate the blood sugar levels as well as the blood pressure levels in our body. But researchers found out that 35 to 40% of the Indian population has a variant of this gene which is called the haplotype 2 variant, which basically increases the chances of developing heart diseases in us. Ever wonder why do doctors ask if there's a history of heart diseases in the family? That is because if anyone in your family has suffered from heart disease below the age of 50, it massively increases the chances of you developing it as well. In this case, it becomes even more important for you to get your blood tests as well as lipid profile tests done on a regular basis post 25. Lipid profile basically indicates the cholesterol levels in your body, which basically blocks your arteries and increases the chances of developing a heart attack. And if the blood pressure is high, the chances of getting a heart attack also massively increase. Even if there's no history, it is still important to get tested regularly. So the main takeaway is that we must be super cautious while taking care of our bodies. But this isn't the only factor that puts you on a risk. There's much more to it. Another important thing to know is that heart attack and cardiac arrest are two very different conditions. A cardiac arrest is actually way more serious than a heart attack and it requires urgent care. 90% of the people who suffer from a cardiac arrest die on the spot. Celebrities like KK, Siddharth Shukla, Raju Srivastav, all of these people died because of a cardiac arrest which happened after a heart attack. In a cardiac arrest, the heart basically just stops working because of some electrical malfunction in the body. The heart stops beating in a cardiac arrest, due to which the oxygen supply to the whole body, all the organs and the breathing, everything is stopped. In this case, a CPR must be given to a patient. This is a manual way of pumping the heart in order to try and make the blood flow reach the brain. Hence, the oxygen is also reached to other organs of the body. CPR is a life skill. Everyone should know how to perform a CPR. I was actually taught this at my university, and if you don't know how to give one, please go check out the training resources in the description box below. Next is AED. If a person in front of you suffers from a cardiac arrest, you must take help of AED. AED is a portable device that gives an electric shock to the heart in order to fix the electrical malfunctioning in the heart so that it starts beating again. So basically, CPR is a manual method of providing oxygen to the brain, and AED is a method of restarting the beating of the heart. So this was the story of cardiac arrest. Heart attack is very different than this. In a heart attack, your heartbeat doesn't stop, but the arteries get blocked. So basically, when the arteries get blocked, the blood flow to the heart is stopped, and of course, so is the oxygen. So when all of this happens, people actually start feeling a pain in their chest, arms, they start sweating, they start breathing heavily. So the crux is that heart attack is not as scary as a cardiac arrest, but the situation worsens when a cardiac arrest is caused due to a heart attack. A heart attack occurs when the blood flow to the heart is blocked, often by a buildup of fat, cholesterol, and other substances. But what is causing these blockages in young people? Let's dive into the science. Let's try to understand the reasons now. Number one is chronic stress. This isn't just about individual choices, it's about culture. We've glorified the grind. We wear stress as a badge of honor. We laugh off chest pain as if it's no big deal. Stress is a silent killer. When you're constantly anxious or overworked, your body produces cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Over time, cortisol damages your arteries, causing chronic inflammation, a major trigger for heart attacks. As a culture, we have glorified the grind. We worship the always-on lifestyle. Skipping meals? Normal. Losing sleep? Normal. And do not get me started on social media. We ourselves have confused looking good with being healthy. Six-pack abs don't equal a healthy heart. Crash diets, detox teas, extreme workouts, these are fads that could cost you your own life. Take Anjali Sharma, for example, a 33-year-old marketing executive. Her life revolved around these deadlines and late-night calls. One morning, she woke up with chest pain but ignored it, thinking it was just acidity. By the time she got to the hospital, it was way too late. 40% heart attacks occurring in the people between 30 to 40 years of age are due to stress. Stress high means body keeps on releasing cortisol, which means oxygen demands by the body are more, and if arteries are blocked or heart is weak, it won't be able to get the oxygen, due to which heart attack is possible. Chronic stress also increases your blood pressure, which is again a trigger for heart attack. Often to release stress, people take to alcohol and smoking, thinking that this is actually a way to relieve themselves and make them happy and be stress-free after a frustrating day of work. I'm sure that alcohol consumption clearly has gender differences. A 2015 national survey showed that 2.5% of girls consume alcohol while 30% of men consume alcohol. A Harvard study shows that those who drink 4 drinks within 2 hours time span regularly are at a 72% higher risk of getting a heart attack. Many restaurateurs even feel that after COVID, there has been an increase in the average spend on cocktails in bars and restaurants, because people often tend to think that life is too short, so better live it and sin it. But they fail to understand that it is actually the alcohol that is making their life short. This is actually so unfortunate, because as the income levels of the people of our country will increase, so will their alcohol consumption, because it's starting to seem more like a status symbol. In fact, many international companies want to invest in India heavily because they feel that the alcohol consumption in the country is not high enough yet, and it is definitely likely to increase. So come, let's start a revolution and stand against this, because these companies must know that our health is not for sale. Now, those who aren't addicted to alcohol and smoking choose their own addiction: food. Most such people call themselves as hardcore foodies. They're like, if you want chole bhature, you must have it from this place in Delhi. If you want this pizza, you must go to that particular spot in Delhi. If you want vada pav, you better go to Mumbai to have it specially. I mean, I really don't want to demean anyone, because I'm a big time foodie too, but balance is all you need in life. Control your portion size, work hard for that meal, balance out with salads and light meals before and after to maintain the calorie intake. Now comes the role of big industries. And here's the controversial part. Are these industries profiting from your health problems? Think about it. Junk food companies spend billions convincing you to eat their products. Pharmaceuticals rake in profits treating lifestyle diseases. Junk food companies profit from your unhealthy habits. Pharmaceutical companies profit when you fall sick. The cycle is rigged against you and no one is talking about it. Who's benefiting from this cycle? Certainly not you. A study found out that over 70% of Indians consume packaged food weekly. Meanwhile, heart-related treatments are a multi-billion-dollar industry. Are we feeding the very system that's killing us? Now, the next very underrated and important trigger for heart attacks is sedentary lifestyle and diet. Sitting is now the new smoking. Over 60% of young Indians spend more than 8 hours a day seated. A study by the WHO found out that over 50% of young Indians do not get enough physical activity. Even if you hit the gym for an hour, it doesn't cancel out in 10 hours of sitting. But let's try to understand that why is it harmful? Number one, it slows your heart and increases fat buildup, raising heart disease risks. Number two, it reduces glucose absorption leading to diabetes. Number three, fewer calories burned can actually lead to obesity. And number four, it weakens your muscles, it worsens your posture and impacts mental health as well. And add a diet of processed foods to this and you've got a recipe for disaster. Let me give you an example. Raj, a 27-year-old gamer, spent 10 to 12 hours daily in front of a screen. One night, he fainted while streaming live. Doctors later found out dangerously high cholesterol levels, something he had never checked before. Extra body fat, especially around the abdomen, causes your liver to produce more bad cholesterol, that is LDL. This basically leads to plaque buildup in your arteries, increasing your risk of heart diseases and stroke as well. Obesity also lowers good cholesterol, that is the HDL, which helps remove bad cholesterol from the blood. High cholesterol, diabetes, and hypertension are silent killers. Many young people don't even know that they have these conditions because they never get tested. Another very important trigger for heart attacks is overtraining and fitness obsession. Here's the paradox. Too much exercise can also hurt you. Pushing your body too hard in the gym without proper recovery can lead to oxidative stress, a condition where harmful free radicals damage your cells, including your heart. Manish, a 26-year-old, was obsessed with building the perfect body. He worked out twice a day, took pre-workout supplements loaded with stimulants. One evening, his heart couldn't take it anymore, and he died of a cardiac arrest. The food industry is literally feeding us garbage. The corporate world is burning us out. And social media, it's selling us the lie that aesthetics equal good health. We have literally confused looking good with being healthy. Now let me ask you some hard questions. When was the last time you got an 8-hour sleep? How many sugary drinks do you consume every week? Are you sure your pre-workout supplements are heart safe? If you're unsure about any of these, you might be playing with fire. So what can you do? Here are 5 simple but life-saving steps. Number 1, go get checked. Do not wait for symptoms. Get your cholesterol, blood pressure, and sugar levels checked now. Number 2 is balance out the stress. Meditate, exercise, or take a walk, whatever works for you, but do not let stress pile up. Number 3, rethink fitness. Fitness is about balance. It's not about extremes. Mix cardio, strength, and recovery. Do not skip your warm-up and cool down, please. Number 4 is eat smart. Ditch the processed junk food. Eat real food, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and healthy fats. And number 5, sleep like your life depends on it, because it actually does. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. So don't be the next headline. This isn't just about heart attacks. It's about waking up. Start the conversation. Share this video with your friends, family, and colleagues, because no one deserves to die young. Young hearts are strong futures if we take action now. I'm Anshika, and this was your wake-up call. Do not let it go unheard.